India is not, as people keep trying to tell you, an underdeveloped country, but rather, in the context of its history and cultural achievements, India. The very name conjures up images of vibrant colors, ancient traditions, and a history stretching back millennia. And let's not forget the spices that can make you breathe fire. From the snow-capped Himalayas to the tropical shores of Kerala, India is a land of staggering diversity and unparalleled historical depth. It's like a buffet where you want to try everything. This essay aims to journey through the annals of Indian history, from its ancient origins to its contemporary realities. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. We will explore how India's past continues to shape its present, influencing its culture, politics, and place on the world stage. And yes, Bollywood is part of the package. The struggle for independence, led by iconic figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, laid the foundation for a democratic and secular nation, and gave us a reason to celebrate with fireworks. Today, India stands as a testament to resilience and innovation, with a rapidly growing economy and advancements in technology and science. We even have our own space missions, no big deal. Its rich cultural heritage is celebrated through festivals, cuisine, and music, not just within its borders but across the globe. Because who doesn't love a good curry? The youth of India, with their aspirations and dreams, are driving the nation towards a future filled with possibilities, and probably a few more tech startups. Yet amidst this progress, the essence of India remains rooted in its villages and rural landscapes, where traditional crafts and practices continue to thrive, and where you can find the best handmade souvenirs. Spirituality and philosophy, integral to Indian life, offer a unique perspective on well-being and holistic living. Namaste, anyone. Indian literature, with its profound depth and diversity, continues to inspire and influence the world, and give us some epic bedtime stories. The film industry, particularly Bollywood, has captured the imagination of millions, blending tradition with modernity, and a lot of dance numbers. In sports, India has made its mark, with cricket being a national passion. Seriously, cricket is like a religion here. This journey through India's timeless tapestry reveals a nation that is ever-evolving, yet deeply connected to its roots, a land where the past and present coexist harmoniously, and where every day is a festival. Our journey kicks off in the Indus Valley, nestled by the super-fertile plains of the Indus River. This river, one of the longest in the world, was basically the ancient version of a five-star resort for early settlers. The fertile soil and abundant water supply made agriculture a piece of cake, giving rise to one of the earliest known civilizations. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to set up camp by a river that practically screams fertile? It's like Mother Nature's way of saying welcome to the good life. Here, around 2500 BCE, one of the world's earliest urban civilizations was living it up. The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, was like the ancient world's version of a well-oiled machine. Their cities were so meticulously planned with grid-like streets you'd think they had Google Maps. And the use of baked bricks for construction? Total brick enthusiasts. They were basically the ancient world's city planners and brick fanatics. Imagine a bunch of ancient folks geeking out over bricks. Talk about a niche hobby. The folks of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were the original urban planners, building sophisticated cities with advanced drainage systems and impressive public baths. Their city layouts were so organized, even Marie Kondo would be proud. They had residential and commercial areas, and even granaries for storing surplus food. The drainage systems were so advanced, they could give some modern cities a run for their money. Who knew ancient people were such fans of indoor plumbing and food storage? It's like they were prepping for the world's first block party. Around 1500 BCE, the Indo-Aryans made a grand entrance, bringing new languages, beliefs, and social structures to the subcontinent. These migrations were like a cultural shakeup, introducing the Sanskrit language and the early forms of what would become the Hindu religion. Their arrival also led to the development of the caste system, which would shape Indian society for millennia. Talk about making an entrance. They basically showed up and said, "Hey, we're here to change everything, you're welcome." The Vedic period, named after the sacred texts known as the Vedas, was like the ancient world's version of a cultural renaissance, but with more chanting. These texts, composed in Sanskrit, are among the oldest religious scriptures in the world, and laid the groundwork for Hindu philosophy, rituals, and social norms. The period also saw the rise of important cultural practices, such as the performance of elaborate rituals and the establishment of early forms of social and political organization. Think of it as the ancient world's version of a cultural renaissance, but with more chanting. It's like a giant ancient karaoke party, but with way more meaning. The stage was set for the rise of powerful empires that would leave an indelible mark on India's historical landscape. From the Maurya and Gupta empires to the regional kingdoms that followed, each era contributed to the rich tapestry of India's history. These empires not only expanded their territories but also fostered advancements in art, science, and culture, creating a legacy that continues to influence the subcontinent to this day. It's like a historical soap opera, but with more elephants and fewer commercial breaks. Grab your popcorn, because this saga is epic. The Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya in the 4th century BCE, was like the first big family reunion of the Indian subcontinent, complete with awkward hugs and way too much food. This monumental achievement laid the foundation for a centralized administration and a unified political entity that would influence the region for centuries to come. Chandragupta's reign was marked by significant military conquests and strategic alliances, which helped in consolidating his power. His advisor Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, authored the Arthashastra, an ancient Indian treatise on statecraft, economic policy, and military strategy, which remains influential to this day. Imagine having a life coach who also writes a bestseller on how to run an empire. Talk about multitasking. Its most renowned ruler, Ashoka the Great, had a midlife crisis after witnessing the horrors of war, and decided to switch careers from warrior king to peace-loving monk. The Kalinga War in particular was a turning point in Ashoka's life. The immense bloodshed and suffering led him to renounce violence and adopt Buddhism, promoting peace and non-violence. Ashoka's reign saw the spread of Buddhism not only within India but also across Asia, as he sent missionaries to regions as far as Sri Lanka, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. His edicts, inscribed on pillars and rocks, emphasized moral and ethical conduct, compassion, and respect for all living beings. Talk about a career change. From warrior king to peace-loving monk, it's like going from Rambo to Gandhi overnight. The Gupta Empire, which flourished between the 4th and 6th centuries CE, is often heralded as India's golden age. This period was like the original Golden Globes, but with more temples and fewer red carpets. The Guptas established a strong central government, which facilitated economic prosperity and cultural development. The era saw the construction of magnificent temples and the creation of exquisite sculptures and paintings that reflected the rich cultural heritage of India. Think of it as the original Golden Globes, but with more temples and fewer red carpets, and way more elephants. During this era, art, literature, science, and mathematics reached new heights. The works of poets and playwrights like Kalidasa became timeless classics, while scholars like Aryabhata made groundbreaking contributions to astronomy and mathematics. The Gupta period also saw the compilation of important texts in medicine, such as the Sushruta Samhita, which laid the foundation for surgical practices. The advancements in these fields had a lasting impact on both Indian and global knowledge systems. Who knew ancient India was the original Silicon Valley of science and arts? They were basically the nerds of the ancient world. The decimal system, the concept of zero, and advancements in astronomy were just a few of the Gupta Empire's remarkable contributions to human knowledge. The introduction of the decimal system revolutionized mathematics, making calculations more efficient and accurate. The concept of zero, a fundamental element in mathematics, originated in India and later spread to the rest of the world, profoundly influencing mathematical thought. Gupta astronomers made significant observations and calculations, including the accurate determination of the Earth's circumference and the prediction of solar and lunar eclipses. Imagine a world without zero. No donuts, no internet, and definitely no chill. We'd be stuck counting on our fingers forever. The medieval period witnessed the rise of numerous kingdoms and empires. This era was like Game of Thrones but with more elephants and fewer dragons. The Chola, Chalukya, and Pallava dynasties in the south, the Rajputs in the north, and the Pala and Sena dynasties in the east were some of the prominent powers during this time. These kingdoms contributed to the rich tapestry of Indian culture, each leaving its own unique mark on art, architecture, and literature. It was like Game of Thrones, but with more elephants and fewer dragons, and way more epic mustaches. The Delhi Sultanate, established in the 13th century, marked the beginning of Islamic rule in northern India. The Sultanate period saw the introduction of new cultural and architectural styles, as well as the fusion of Persian, Turkish, and Indian traditions. The establishment of the Sultanate also led to significant changes in the administrative and military structures of the region. The sultans built impressive forts, mosques and madrasas, which became centers of learning and culture. Think of it as a medieval mashup of cultures, like a historical remix. It's like if Bollywood met the Ottoman Empire at a rave. The Mughal Empire, founded by Babur in the 16th century, ushered in an era of cultural synthesis and architectural grandeur, epitomized by the Taj Mahal, a testament to love and loss built by Emperor Shah Jahan. The Mughal period was characterized by a blend of Persian, Indian and Central Asian influences which created a unique and vibrant culture. The Mughals were great patrons of the arts, and their reign saw the flourishing of literature, music and painting. The architectural achievements of the Mughals, including the construction of grand palaces, forts and gardens, left an indelible mark on the Indian landscape. The Mughal administration, with its efficient bureaucracy and revenue system, also contributed to the stability and prosperity of the empire. Imagine if your love letter was a giant marble palace. Talk about setting the bar high for romance. Forget chocolates and flowers, go big or go home. The arrival of European powers in the 16th century was like a surprise party that never ended. They came for spices and stayed for the drama. It was like inviting someone over for dinner and they end up moving in. The British East India Company, initially just a trading enterprise, expanded its influence like a guest who takes over the DJ booth. They just couldn't resist the spotlight. Imagine someone coming to your party and then deciding they're the host, exploiting internal divisions and eventually establishing political dominance. Talk about crashing the party and then taking over the house. It's like someone taking over your Netflix account and changing all your passwords. The Indian Rebellion of 1857, sparked by grievances against British policies, was the ultimate "we need to talk" moment. It was like the biggest group chat argument ever. Picture a family WhatsApp group blowing up over who ate the last piece of cake. After the rebellion was brutally suppressed, the British Crown took direct control of India. Because why not make things even more awkward? It's like when your parents take over your party. Imagine your mom showing up and taking over the DJ booth, ushering in the era of the British Raj, the ultimate "we're in charge now" move, like a bossy sibling taking over the TV remote. It's like your older sibling deciding they're the captain of the ship and you're just a deckhand. While British rule brought advancements in infrastructure and education, they were like the friend who helps you move but eats all your snacks. Thanks, but no thanks. Imagine someone helping you move and then raiding your fridge. It came at a heavy price. India's resources were exploited, its traditional industries decimated, and its people left wondering, was it worth it? Like buying a fancy gadget that breaks the next day. It's like getting a new phone and it dies the next day, and its people subjected to discriminatory policies. The British Raj, the original bad roommate story. Imagine living with someone who eats your food, doesn't pay rent, and leaves dirty dishes everywhere. The 20th century saw Indian nationalism rise like a Bollywood star, with the struggle for independence being the ultimate blockbuster. It was like a never-ending drama, but without the popcorn. And trust me, it desperately needed popcorn. Enter Mahatma Gandhi, the ultimate non-violent superhero, advocating for peaceful resistance against British rule. Imagine trying to win a game of tug-of-war by just standing there and smiling. Spoiler alert, it worked. Who knew you could win with a grin? The Indian National Congress, founded in 1885, was like the original social media influencers, mobilizing public opinion and demanding self-rule. They were dropping serious hashtags before hashtags were even a thing. #freedom fighters, #no filter. After a marathon struggle, India finally achieved independence in 1947. Cue the fireworks and the biggest party the subcontinent had ever seen. Seriously, it was so lit, even the British were like, "Can we come back for the party?" But hold the confetti, because the joy of freedom was overshadowed by the tragic partition into India and Pakistan, leading to widespread violence and displacement. It was like a bittersweet ending to a movie where you're happy but also reaching for the tissues. And maybe a second box of tissues. And possibly a third. The challenges of nationhood were immense, like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the manual and with half the screws missing. And let's not forget, the cats playing with the Allen wrench. Independent India faced daunting challenges, much like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but with more paperwork and fewer haystacks. And the needle? It's probably on vacation. The task of building a new nation from the ashes of colonialism, healing the wounds of partition and addressing poverty was like juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. And the tightrope is on fire too. Illiteracy and social inequality seemed insurmountable, like trying to teach a cat to fetch or a dog to do your taxes. Spoiler alert. The cat's not interested, and the dog's asking for a raise. Despite these challenges, India made significant strides in the decades following independence, proving that even the toughest puzzles can be solved with enough determination and chai, lots of chai. And maybe a few samosas for good measure. It adopted a democratic constitution, embarked on ambitious economic development programs, and probably set a world record for the most committee meetings ever held with snacks. Because who can resist a good samosa? And emerged as a leading voice in the non-aligned movement during the Cold War, because who doesn't love a good diplomatic balancing act, especially when it involves tea and samosas? India in the 21st century brought with it new opportunities and challenges, and a lot more chai breaks. Because who can resist chai? Seriously, if you can, we need to talk. As India entered the 21st century, it faced new opportunities and challenges. And yes, more traffic jams too. Because who doesn't love a good honking symphony? It's like a free concert every day. Globalization, technological advancements, and a rapidly changing global order presented both prospects for growth and potential pitfalls, like trying to explain to your grandparents what a meme is. Good luck with that. It's like teaching a fish to ride a bicycle. India's economy experienced rapid growth, fueled by a burgeoning IT sector and a young and dynamic workforce. And let's not forget the endless supply of samosas. Because coding is better with snacks. Seriously, who codes without snacks? However, issues such as poverty, inequality, and environmental degradation persisted, demanding innovative solutions and inclusive policies. Because even in the 21st century, some things never change, like the love for cricket and Bollywood. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good cricket match or a Bollywood dance number? India's enduring legacy is like that one friend who always has the best stories. And no, it's not just about spicy food and Bollywood. Although, let's be real, those are pretty epic. Throughout its long and twisty history, India has dropped some serious knowledge bombs on human civilization. And yes, we did invent the zero, so you're welcome, math students. Sorry about the homework, but hey, blame us for the cool stuff too. Its ancient wisdom, philosophical traditions, and artistic expressions have left a mark deeper than a TikTok trend, from yoga and meditation to Ayurveda. And those yoga poses that make you question your life choices. Seriously, who thought standing on your head was a good idea? Probably someone who lost a bet. And classical dance forms. India's cultural legacy continues to inspire and influence people across the globe, even if you can't quite master the dance moves. Trust me, I've tried. It's like trying to moonwalk on a treadmill. Its vibrant democracy, linguistic diversity, and spirit of tolerance offer valuable lessons for a world grappling with division and conflict. And let's not forget, we have a festival for almost everything. Seriously, there's probably one happening right now. If not, just wait 5 minutes. A call to explore beckons us. This journey through India's history is just a glimpse into a vast and multifaceted subject. And trust me, it's more exciting than a Bollywood plot twist. And with fewer dance numbers. Each period, each event, each personality we have touched upon deserves deeper exploration and understanding. Think of it as binge-watching a historical drama, but with fewer commercials. And way more elephants. By delving further into the annals of Indian history, we can gain a richer appreciation for the forces that have shaped this extraordinary nation and its enduring legacy. Plus, you'll have some great trivia for your next dinner party. Impress your friends, confuse your enemies. So let us embark on this journey of discovery, exploring the past to illuminate the present and inspire the future. And who knows, you might even find a new favorite historical figure to geek out about. Just don't invite them to your next karaoke night.